Well, hello, I'm Jim Flynn. I'm the superintendent of Simpson County Schools and also get to work with the Center for Leadership Excellence through the Gordon Ford Business College at Western Kentucky University. And today I'm very pleased to have as my guest Major General Steve Basham, currently Director and Legislative Liaison for the Office of the Secretary of the Air Force, and works with all things, I guess, congressional, with Air Force business and policy and everything else, all of the above. I know Major General Basham was commissioned in 1989, has had a very distinguished career, lived all over the world, flown many missions, and had staff and command positions in many places, and now serving our country in Washington, D.C., and we appreciate you being here. But one of the distinguishing facts is that he got his undergraduate degree at Western Kentucky University. Since went on and has multiple master's degree from several institutions, but we're very pleased to have you back home and talk a little bit about leadership.
Well, Jim, thank you so much. And first of all, I always worry a little bit when someone says had a great career. I hope it continues a little bit longer, so I certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, continuing to have a great career. Well, we're very proud of you. Steve and I have known each other since we were kids, really.
That's right.
Went to the same schools growing up, and went to WKU at the same time. And so it's always great to have you back, and we're so proud of you and your career and what you do serving our country.
Well, it's an honor to be here, and thank you. It's a very nice introduction. I owe an enormous debt to Western Kentucky University, certain to Bowling Green, Kentucky. My family still lives here, my wife's family. She used to be Angie Flynn, now Angie Basham, has been there with me the entire time, and I can't thank you enough for the support that we receive from not only this community, but so many communities around the country. It is absolutely eye-watering. And comes very close to our heart to know that the nation stands behind the men and women of the United States military, specifically for me, the United States Air Force. So thank you for the time.
Well, I know you've learned a lot in your years of service, and I'm glad you're going to share it with the folks that had the privilege of watching this. And one of the things that you and I were talking about was kind of the phases of your career, and you were talking about that first phase, kind of being followership, and then you went into the kind of the command or the leadership phase, and then now you're into the kind of the servantship phase, and really focusing on developing others. So why don't you share a little bit about your ideas and how that's impacted you?
I'd love to. Look, first of all, let me tell you, I never, ever imagined myself sitting in a seat right now talking to you, a good friend, about being a United States military officer, much less a United States general in the United States Air Force. And I guarantee that there are probably many that might actually see this clip that would also say, I never saw that coming. So I stand or sit right there with them. I will tell you that while I always aspired to fly, I quickly realized that there was something more than just flying. I've been in now for about 30 years. I break that down into 3 phases. I really do look at that first phase as the followership phase. It was the point in time where all I wanted to do was fly, and I knew to be successful was to do what I was told to do. It was a simple recipe. And so I was able to go to officer training school. I was able to go to pilot training, graduate, fly the B-1 for a little while. I aspired to maybe do something a little bit more than just one aircraft. I applied and made it into the B-2 program. And kind of the culmination of that followership decade, if you will, was the ability to take that aircraft into combat for the first time. And I truly do cherish that opportunity, that the nation gave me that opportunity, certainly the military leaders. But I think it was also the test, the followership test, because I learned early on, if you want to be a good leader someday, you have to start with being a good follower. Mm-hmm. That next decade was really about the leadership and the opportunities to be able to command at the squadron level, mid-level, and at the wing level, to be put in charge of airmen. And I go back to the very first thing that someone told me, if you want to be successful, then do one simple thing, do what you're told. Early on, I was told to fly the best I could, and I hope I did that. In that leadership phase, I was told to take care of your airmen, take care of your people, take care of the mission, and I hope I did that to the best of my ability. I find myself now in this third decade kind of in the what I would call the servantship phase, where I think at some point in time I switched from just wanting to fly and then maybe just wanting to command or lead to now I truly want to be a servant leader, to actually be a part of something as big as the Department of Defense, the military, the defenders of the nation. And I appreciate the opportunity, even in this current job I have as a congressional liaison, working for the Secretary of the Air Force and the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to advocate for policy and programs for our United States military. So thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome.